Welcome to the Dream Home Doorway podcast, your guide to affordable home ownership. And today we're tackling the hurdles and fears that often come with starting your own home building journey. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the idea of building your own home? Well, you're not alone. In this episode, we have two special guests, Kaydee Wood, a trusted dream home consultant, and Paige Robertson, the general manager of Red Door Homes of the Carolinas. Together, we'll explore the common worries and questions that might be holding you back from taking the plunge into building on your own land. From choosing the right home site to dealing with unexpected setbacks, our experts are here to make it all feel a little less daunting. Whether you're just starting to dream about your future home or you're in the thick of the building process, sit back, relax, and let us guide you through the Dream Home Doorway. We're here to turn your dream into reality, one step at a time. Okay, so today's episode is all about the hurdles and fears you may have about starting your own dream home journey. So let's talk about them. A few of the big ones we hear a lot are finding the right land or dealing with problems with land you already own. 2, figuring out the money side of things. And 3, trying to fit all your wishes into your budget. We'll dive into these issues and more, and we'll show you how Red Door Homes partners with you to tackle them head on. Welcome to the podcast, Page and Kaydee. I would love to start by having you introduce yourself and share a bit about your experience and what led you to Red Door Homes.
Good morning, Rachel. So I am a dream home consultant out of the Clayton office. I will have been with Red Door Homes 3 years coming up this April. And I've always really kind of had a passion for real estate. So when this opportunity presented itself to me, I jumped right in, and it's been a wonderful experience ever since. Just learning the entire building process and helping people to, obtain their most sacred place, their homes, which is heartfelt to me, has been a wonderful journey for me.
Great. We're so glad to have you. All right, Paige, how about you? Tell us a little about yourself and your journey in our industry.
Well, Kaydee, congratulations on your 3rd year coming up. We appreciate having you at Red Door Homes. The general manager of Red Door Homes have essentially been with the company since its inception here in the Carolinas, and effectively oversee all the operations of the 4 divisions. So come from a home building background before this, and essentially been in the construction business for probably 25 years of my life. So enjoy what I do and the opportunity that we have to service our customers.
Great. Thanks so much for being here. So we're going to jump right in. And Kaydee, I would love to start with you. I just mentioned a few, but what are some of the most common fears or concerns you hear from customers when they first consider building a home?
Well, I think first and foremost, building kind of has a reputation of just being overwhelming to some people. But that is exactly what we are here to do, right? We have the experience behind us to kind of navigate through all of the different things that is the building process. Affordability, monthly payments, land prep being overwhelming, sometimes the time frame are all things that people kind of come to us with. But, we are well versed in all of these areas. And because we deal with these things on a day-to-day basis, we are able to guide our clients through all of these different obstacles or concerns.
Yeah. And, as you said, it's really different for everyone. There are some common themes that we hear, but everybody's journey is a little bit different, as are, their concerns and fears. How do you approach reassuring customers who are worried about staying within their budget? Because I know that's a big one, during their home building journey.
We've got, some multiple layers. I kind of look at it as, kind of the onion process where we're peeling back the layers. And when I'm working with customers, everybody has a budget. Everybody has a number that they're trying to stay within. And so when we're talking, number one, it's about getting to know our clients, their situations, getting a little bit personal and understanding what their day-to-day life looks like. And so then we are talking about the spaces that they need first and foremost. That's kind of the bones of the process and how to create those spaces. Then, you kind of go into the next layer, which is their day-to-day function. What kind of things do they need in their home that are going to complement and support their day-to-day life. And then we kind of talk about all the shiny things that we all love and the extras. And when we start kind of working through that process, it really helps them kind of pick and choose the kind of things that they're prioritizing. We do some other things as well. When we are talking about, land and land preparation, we offer two different levels of understanding the costs of land development. The first starts with us Dream Home consultants here in the office. And then after that, we have a free land evaluation that we prepare for our clients, and that helps them really understand the land costs so we know what we have to work with within the home.
Okay, so it sounds really like a holistic approach of really making sure first that we're truly understanding what's important to the customer, and also, showing them line item by line item what everything on their wish list costs, what their land preparation is going to cost, to allow them to then prioritize and make sure that we can get as much of those must-haves that are on their wish list inside their budget.
Yeah. And I think that when I'm meeting with clients for the first time, that's one of the things that we talk about. That's our entire design. We have a super solid base product for them to start with. But outside of that, we have tons of different options. And when we are designed that way, it really empowers them to put their money where they want it. And then I think also when you look at our array of floor plans, we're looking at most of our plans have a sister plan, something that they can slide up and down into. And that really helps us to navigate their budget as well. Sometimes to get all those extras that we want, we can just shift down 100 square feet and we can end up with the perfect home.
Yeah, so lots of options of how, we can work with a customer to truly understand how they want and need to live in their home, what's important for them to have in their home, and, work collaboratively to find the best solution for them. How do you help customers navigate the multiple choices and the multitude of choices they have when designing their home? Because that in itself can be overwhelming.
I think it really comes down to the relationship. We understand that this journey can be anywhere from 8 to 12 months. So that's a long time to be engaged. So we're building a relationship, and that starts with understanding, what their needs are within their home. And again, I kind of go back to that peeling back the layers process. We start with the needs, and then we come into the strong wants, and then we come into the shiny things.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense for sure. I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about finding or preparing land. I know that when someone is interested in building their dream home, but they don't own land yet, that can seem like an overwhelming task. And we have a lot of people, I think, second guessing, is it the right decision for them? If I don't already own land, where do I start? Katie, what are some specific issues or concerns that people have about finding and buying land? And how do you partner with them to overcome that?
I think for a lot of people, they don't really know what they're looking for or they're looking at. Initially, a lot of my clients, when they begin their land search, we're looking at numbers. And so we can be looking at the cost of the land, and for them to try and understand, how much that land is going to cost to get developed. Is this land something that could actually work for a build? I talk to my clients all the time. I have a couple, and all of our DHCs probably have a realtor partner in their pocket that they feel can represent land strongly. I actually have a couple depending on the area. So my first suggestion is, a realtor is going to be a huge help in this. But to even take that further for Red Door Homes, so we partner here at Red Door Homes with your realtor in your land search. When my clients find land that they're interested in, they send it to me, and we're able to take a look at that property and really kind of help them understand what that property is going to mean as far as cost in their overall budget. We're looking for things that could be potentially, create potential obstacles, but we're also taking a look at what does that land mean financially within their budget. What kind of clearing costs are we looking at? What kind of utilities? And what kind of a foundation could that property mean for them? So we definitely are here to support them in that journey. And, for my clients, I tell them to send that land and let's take a look.
Yeah, so I think, the important things to mention are, we truly are working with them to find the property, assess the property, make sure it's a good fit for the home that they've chosen, for the price range that they want to stay within. So you have resources, we as a company have resources to guide them and make sure that we're working alongside them so that they're making the right decision in the land purchase. And I think that's really important. Paige, what are some obstacles that someone may run into who already owns land? And what does Red Door Homes do in either identifying the issue or partnering with them to resolve it?
I think it's twofold. Katie's conversation was more about somebody that's looking for land, and there's a lot of things to be aware of when you're looking for it. And I think, speaking a little bit to what Katie said, you can find an inexpensive piece of property, but by the time you develop it out to where you can put a home on it, you spent more on it than if you maybe would have bought a piece that was a little bit more expensive, but had much, much less expensive development costs. So the folks that come to us with land, I think a lot of times maybe, they hadn't really thought of their land in the context of building something on it. It's a piece of property. They don't realize that the back end of the property falls 3 feet from the front corner of the house, and things that would affect your foundation. And, frankly, occasionally we run into, especially with customer owned land, it's usually been the family, something like that, maybe some complications with a septic. And, you want to make sure you get all those boxes checked. We're happy to help you check those boxes. It's certainly a huge box to check when you're in the search for land, making sure that it perks and making sure that you can have a septic system on it. Because unfortunately, we've seen people buy stuff before that, they went under the assumption that it may perk and it didn't. It's all very easy to find out in the front end if you make the plan to do that. So, I think the important point is we're always here to help guide them, whether they're looking, or help guide them once they have their property, to try to overcome, again, the obstacles. But, having built 1,500 or more houses, we've certainly seen it all. We've had to do it all in a different way to make things work for not only the budget or for where they wanted their house sited on their property, et cetera. So I feel like we're well versed in overcoming anything. It's just, we all got to have the patience and the tenacity to work towards finding the answer.
For sure. And I think, if you're listening to the episode today and you've been searching for land, but you haven't either spoken with us or, just a builder in general, we certainly recommend, getting a builder or someone who is experienced in what to look for involved very early on in your search to avoid, some of the issues that we have seen that Paige mentioned about of purchasing land before someone knowledgeable has really been able to help you evaluate it. So one of the reasons why we offer that as a free service to our customers, because we understand how important and valuable that is to ensure that you're really working with the right piece of land. So moving on to financing, especially in the last year, it's been a major topic and a driver in conversations and decision making. Paige, interest rates and affordability have been on the forefront of not only our customers' minds, but on our companies as well. What changes has Red Door made in order to address the issues of affordability? And in what ways can we assist our homeowners in finding an affordable option?
Well, I think it starts with the home offerings. You know what I'm saying? In other words, getting homes in a price range that can meet buyer expectations, can absorb, if you will, some of the financing costs. The reality is financing costs is not much different than it has always been traditionally. It seems a little bit higher just because we experienced a really point in time where rates were very low, which I don't think are coming back anytime soon. And, frankly, so it all goes again to our product and our product offering. And, we've seen or noticed recently that more of our customers are pushing or moving towards our smaller homes because, again, they are more affordable, easier to get in the payment range that they want to get in. And, maybe the realization that they don't need as many things. And, and going back to one of Katie's previous points about our base home and the way we've always structured our plans, from really the inception, is to give people a good quality home with quality materials, but in a way that we're not making decisions for them. In other words, we're not deciding that they need to have a granite countertop and just adding it to the price of their home. We're not deciding they need, a tile shower and adding it to the price of their home. We're not deciding they need crown molding or other things that drive up the price of their home. So again, we're giving them, as Kaydee mentioned, a very good structure in which to start with, and then they get to spend money where they want and align it with their budget. And frankly, it's just from there, it's a conversation with your mortgage company and making sure you understand what your capabilities are as a buyer, but also at the same time, what's comfortable for you, because you might be approved for something that's higher than you're technically comfortable. So we're obviously trying to work with you to keep you in your comfort zone and offer at the same time the home product for you to be able to do that effectively.
Yeah, for sure. Kaydee, financing can be a major hurdle for many aspiring homeowners. What are some of the typical financial obstacles that your customers have encountered, and how does Red Door Homes support them in securing their financing?
I think first and foremost for everybody, they're looking at affordability. And then as Paige mentioned too, there's another piece to that puzzle today, which is the monthly payment, because it's a little bit different than it was a couple years ago. I'm an advocate of, interest rates are not high as far as I'm concerned. We are in a normal market. We just incurred some steep inflation along with interest rates adjusting all at once. So that kind of hit people a little differently. But, as far as affordability goes, we started that way. Red Door Homes started as an affordable builder with an incredible base, but we continuously further on that. I think people are starting to see those design by use on the website and understanding, especially when, given the opportunity, they come in the office and really take a look at what we can do with those as far as providing them with a super affordable at a super solid price point. We do a lot of work with lenders. In the past, we have offered concessions that assisted with interest rate buy downs. Those are, always things that Red Door Homes is striving to provide with our clients. And then again, Paige mentioned the plan versatility, that can really help with that perception of affordability. I've had other clients that have had credit issues, DTI issues, and those kind of things. And it's exciting, actually. It's exciting to have met with somebody last year who's spoken with a lender who's been put on a program. And anywhere from 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year later, they're back in here building their dream home. So it's entirely possible to overcome those obstacles.
Yeah. And I think even just, knowing your path forward, it may not be today that you're able or ready to begin building your dream home. That certainly doesn't mean that you can't start planning and thinking and learning today about your financial situation and how you can make moves to get yourself closer to where you need to be financially. And we are certainly here to support that and help our customers get as much information as possible about how they can take incremental steps forward to reaching their dream home, and financing is a big part of that. Paige, in what ways does Red Door Homes work with our customers to ensure transparency and clarity regarding financial aspects of their home build, such as maybe providing detailed cost estimates and explaining potential financing options?
Well, I guess I honestly think back to my earlier career, which was I spent quite a bit of time in what I would call semi-custom home building, but you would essentially list a bunch of things and then you would put a price at the bottom, and there was no concept of what the individual items would cost, So one of the things we do in all of our pricing, I do think it's incredibly transparent because you absolutely know what you're paying for every single item. So you have your base home, but any item that you decide on or talk about in your effort to create your dream home is all individually priced. So kind of like a line item veto, you can always go back. You can always get a price on something because it's always very easy to remove it and to know exactly what to remove. So it's just, to me, it provides a lot of clarity to the customer in terms of what this decision means and the overall budget of their home. And I think obviously it helps us keep track of what they want, making sure that we built the house that they've asked for, et cetera. So it's really a dual purpose, if you will. But But, I think that the customer's never, in my opinion, in the dark, if you will, about what they're going to be paying us for the home.
Absolutely. And I think that's important as well. And so if you're out there and you're researching other builders, make sure you ask, how will you know what everything costs in your home? What is their policy on price changes? Or if you're adding something, are you going to know exactly the cost? The land development for sure. Does that builder charge a markup or a management fee on the cost, to develop that land? We as a company do not, but most do. So a great question to ask as you're shopping around. Katie, what steps does Red Door Homes take to assist customers? And talked a little bit about, rebuilding their credit or navigating the complexities of bankruptcy, because we have had a lot of customers who have filed for bankruptcy. And how do we help them in order to achieve their dream of homeownership?
Rachel, I think that from the time our customers come in the door the first time, we are engaged in that relationship. And if that relationship means that there are, financial issues, credit issues, things as large as bankruptcy to overcome, we're in that walk with them. We do have trusted lenders that we do a lot of work with that can help set our clients up on programs that can resolve those matters. Sometimes 3 months, like I said, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and then they're back in the door. In the meantime, we're maintaining that relationship. We're here anytime they want to talk about their dream home for when they're ready to start that build and ready to go when those things are resolved.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, if you are currently experiencing either credit issues or you filed bankruptcy, I'm definitely an advocate of information is powerful. And so just really taking the time to learn about your individual situation, which we can help you with, our lender partners can help you with in setting you on the right path to achieving that dream. Everybody has to start somewhere. And, as Katie mentioned, we are here from the very beginning. National Heaven Sent is an organization I know that we recommend a lot for credit repair. There are credit repair agencies out there that, maybe aren't the best, but that certainly is one that we recommend if you're looking for a resource out there right now. So get the information that you need, and we are certainly here to help. Just a few more questions for you both before we finish up. Both Paige and Katie, we'll start with Paige. For someone who's completely new to the home building journey, what advice would you give them to alleviate their anxieties and make the experience a little bit smoother?
I think the biggest thing is, attempting to gain people's trust and getting them to understand that we've basically overcome every obstacle with every homeowner that we've ever built for. So, it's just something that I think the biggest thing is just understanding whatever their hurdle may be, whatever their obstacle may be, we have an answer for it. And I kind of think of it in terms of, we were just speaking about financing, like if I wanted to go buy a car and I got declined on my credit, I would probably never step foot back in that car dealership. I'd go buy a different kind of car from a different person in a different place because I'd be embarrassed. And I understand that. But I think at the same time, we've seen so many things like that, and we were able to turn those stories around to where that person ultimately moved into their dream home, got everything that they wanted. And again, they just simply trusted us, trusted our lenders to walk them down the path to get to where they want to be. So, what I would encourage people is, don't ever, turn your back because you feel like you may be embarrassed or whatever else. Is, we're here to help you. We want to help you. We've seen it all. What's going on with you is nothing different than what we've seen time and time again. And we just want the opportunity to help them get to their next step.
Well, I mean, this is what we do. This is what we're here for. We have the experience to guide you through this. If it's happened, chances are we've been through it already. And it's just not one person. Red Door Homes offers our clients an entire team. It starts with the dream home consultants like me. And then we have people that manage your loan documents. We have people that manage your permits. You have a builder that you're in full contact with. I mean, so you are not alone. You're not even just with me. There's an entire team that we offer to support you in this journey. We have a plan for all of these things.
Yeah, absolutely. So you probably, if you're out there thinking, gosh, this is my issue, this is my fear, definitely something that we've heard before and helped overcome. So as Paige and Katie have mentioned, you are certainly not alone. Paige, in what ways do we prioritize communication, specifically communication with customers throughout their home building journey?
Well, I think Katie said it well. We have a team, and that team is, we're constantly working on how we can do it better. We've always had customer experience top of mind, and we have always strived to provide the best customer experience that we can. But truthfully, that customer experience comes with communication. Recently, we've kind of ventured in more of a hand holding through the journey, and it's something we call What's Next, where we try to capture certain milestones, whether it's when you sign your purchase agreement or after we do your land evaluation. But at all these important milestones, try to keep you abreast of where you are in your journey, try to make sure that you understand what's coming next, what responsibilities might be ours, what responsibilities may be yours. And then at the same time, not just handing you a piece of paper or sending you a video to encourage or to advise on what's going on, but we're truthfully there to communicate verbally or communicate in whatever fashion that suits you, texting, email, telephone. And so, my opinion is you can't over communicate, and you communicate to a point that people ask you maybe not to communicate as much. But I would say that the majority of customers have never said that, so it's very difficult to over communicate, but we do try. So, and I think it's important throughout the home building process. Our builders communicate on a weekly basis with their customer, and then are obviously available other times as well. But there's a standard protocol of communicating, like where we are this week, what we got going on next week, that type of thing. Do you have any questions, etc. So anyway, very important part of the journey that they take with us, and we consistently work on it to make it better and more appealing to our customer, to ensure the customer experience is great.
Absolutely. Lastly, Katie and Paige, I'll start with Katie this time. Can you share some success stories or testimonials from customers who may have overcome obstacles and realized their dream home with your guidance?
I think this is actually our favorite part. I really do. I think that, getting our clients into their homes, and sometimes, especially when there are obstacles, is the most rewarding piece of this. I mean, I've had clients that came in long before me. I had a client that was in almost 4 years ago, met with me a year ago, and was struggling with some credit issues. We just broke ground. We maintained that relationship. She came in, she's building a beautiful home today, and she's super excited. I have another client who had just very, very difficult land. They already owned the land. They were already invested. They were turned away by another builder that wasn't able to, or said that they weren't able to build on that land. We are building on that land today, and then more towards a personal part. I had a client who was on a time frame. She had lost her husband, and she just really needed to be in a new space. And that was communication between all of us. It took all of us talking about her situation, and we had her in early. We had her in before Christmas, so she was able to have a new memory with her grandkids. And, we're not afraid of the obstacles. That's why we do what we do, is to watch those moments happen.
I love that. Paige, any testimonials or any success stories you'd like to share?
Well, as you can imagine, I've seen a lot in the years that I've been here. And, frankly, it just pleases me when we make people happy, when we fulfill their dreams, to see somebody tearing up over the fact that they're going to get to build a house, or get to see, their family living in the home and enjoying it. And, it's, again, there's so many different scenarios of where, things that we've done have made things possible for people. And that's what I thoroughly enjoy. And there's really just too many success stories, in my opinion, to even begin to talk about. But, for example, I had a customer call me the other day that I think we built his house 8 years ago, and he was asking me something about his shingles, and so what I do, I went and looked up shingles, got the information for him, and it's like, in other words, another happy homeowner that's just thankful that you answered the telephone, especially 8 years later. But, it's just we strive to build a business that is a referral based business. And to do that, you have to make customers happy. If you go to our reviews, is there somebody that's not happy? Of course there is. We built 1,500 homes. I can assure you there's going to be people that aren't necessarily happy with us. But did we try to make them happy? I think we did. I go to sleep at night knowing that I tried. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you do the best you can for everybody. You get to enjoy that 96% of people that are thrilled with their home and excited about what you did for them and the dream you fulfilled for them. And you got to revel in those and not get tied up in the stuff that you can't fix. So anyway, I appreciate y'all's time today, and thank you for having me, and hope y'all certainly consider Red Door Homes in the future as you consider your home builder.
Absolutely. As we wrap up today's episode, we hope you enjoy feeling more confident and taking on the challenges of building your dream home. Remember, the right team on your side, there's no obstacle that you can't overcome. A big thank you to Kaydee and Paige for sharing their wisdom and expertise with us. Their stories remind us that everyone faces hurdles, but with perseverance and support, anything is possible. If you have any questions or want to learn more about how Red Door Homes can help you, don't hesitate to get in touch. We're here to help make your dream home a reality every step of the way. Until next time, keep dreaming and know that your dream home is closer than you think. Thanks for joining us on the Dream Home Doorway.